The following is a presentation of the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, and more in southwestern Connecticut.
Press box above Testa Field on the campus of Norwalk High School. This is the HAN Network's coverage of girls lacrosse in the FCAC. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Frank Renito standing alongside Kevin Coleman as we get set to see the Norwalk Bears host the Darien Blue Wave in girls lax. And Kev, while it might not appear the most exciting matchup on the field, potentially history in the making today. Coach Lisa Lindley, 399 career victories, looking for number 400 this afternoon.
Good afternoon, Frank. You're correct. Coach Lisa Lindley is looking to grab her 400th win of her career, which is a milestone that she has to be so proud of. And for this Darien program, it just speaks volumes for this girls team that has had so many successful teams, winning teams throughout the years, and it continues to go on. And you see the class that she has coming up through the ranks of freshmen and sophomores continuing to play well. So, again, more future wins ahead of her. Now she's looking upon maybe 500 wins in the next coming years. But 400 is an exciting milestone, and we'll see if she gets it today.
She would be just the second coach in Connecticut history to accomplish that feat. At some point in time, if not today, I would assume this season, she will reach 400, and it will be a milestone very well deserving. We're here mainly because players on the team, parents, former athletes at Darien reached out to us requesting we would come be a part of this day, and the support is there, and we talked about it on Nutmeg Sports earlier today. When you first get a glimpse of Lisa Lindley on the sideline, you just picture that intimidating yelling of barking out orders, getting players into the right spots. You don't appreciate how much her players truly love playing for her and respect her as a coach and as a mentor.
Right, and she's, not only is she such a great coach to her team and her players, but she's great to people on the outside like us, the media, and people that come up to her, and she's always very welcoming. That's the one thing that I always got when I go up and introduce myself and get a chance to speak with her a little bit. But she's just very warming, and she wants her players to be successful, and I think that's why you see this program doing so well, because the players look up to her and they listen to her. And some of these Darien games that we've covered, another thing that sticks out to me is the amount of youth players that come to watch, and I think that speaks volumes to her. What she's done to this program over the years is build up the youth program as well, not just at the high school level, but at the youth level. And you're seeing these young kids coming to Darien games and looking up to these varsity players.
We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we will have the opening draw. Norwalk hosting Darien coming up next on the HAN Network.
Banking well is doing good. That's why, with the support of local community partners, Bankwell has launched the Bankwell Pet Adoption Project to boost awareness about the hundreds of animals in local shelters that need a home. And when you donate to the cause using the Bankwell self-service coin machines, we'll match your donation. For details, visit mybankwell.com/pleaseadoptme. Bank smart, bank local, bank well.
Back at Norwalk High School, getting ready for the opening face-off here. And on the other side of the field, Kev, we talked about the significance of this game for the Darien Blue Wave. The Norwalk Bears not mathematically eliminated yet. they are going to need a perfect game today to knock off the number 1 team and defending FCIAC and state champion Darien Blue Wave. But after that, they've got Bryan McMahon and Trumbull, 2 very winnable games. They could still mathematically sneak into that 8th and final playoff spot.
And that'd be great for this Norwalk team to be able to get in the playoffs, really boost their confidence, get that program back up and going again, and that would just, a great bounce back for this season.
As we are underway, Norwalk in the white tops with the green skirts. They'll move from right to left on your screen in this first half. The Wave, wearing all blue, will go from left to right. Norwalk, of course, a team that was in the state tournament last year. They were the 7 seed in the FCIAC, falling to New Canaan in the opening round. In the state tournament, they were the 10 seed. They lost 11-8 to Greenwich, who would end up being a semifinalist, as right away Lesko will convert for the game's first goal off a free position. That's a statement we've made quite a few times this year, Kev, especially going back to that New Canaan game. She had 2 free position goals in the final minute to force overtime in the Waves' comeback win.
The reason why she's one of the captains here on this Darien roster, she's a great leader, but she's also a fantastic lacrosse player, and she's proven it again and scores a big-time goal here to start this game off.
So 1-0, just 34 seconds in, as Darien strikes first. Of course, Lesko, one of 2 captains for the Wave. The other captain, Laura Murphy, well, she will be sitting out for the remainder of the season. Suffered a major knee injury just a week or so before their big game against New Canaan. Had major surgery to put everything back in place. She was in good spirits when we caught up with her on the sidelines, Kev. A little bummed she'll be rocking crutches to prom on Friday, but hopes to be okay to walk for graduation in June.
And you know what? That's the most important thing, I think, when players go down like that, especially someone of her talent. When she goes down with a terrible season-ending injury like that, that's the one thing you worry about is how are her spirits up, and they certainly are. She's very positive on the sidelines, and you go back a couple weeks ago to that New Canaan Darien game at Dunning Field. I was down the sidelines, and she was great. She was barking out orders at her teammates, drawing plays up and really getting the team motivated when the girls are on the sidelines. So she is definitely in good spirits, Frank.
As up ahead here and a shot down low, converting this time for the Wave, is the the sophomore that is Katie Elder. She picks up her first, and it is 2-0 Darien. Let's talk about the goalies quickly here. It is Imelda Lazaro defending the pipes for the Norwalk Bears. On the other side of the field, we will see Carly Schudel holding down the fort.
A nice little spin move there by Katie Elders. Almost missed that pass. She kept it in there and kept it in the pocket. Nice little spin move, and she scores.
Another draw here, controlled by Darien. Norwalk comes in to this afternoon's game with a record in the conference of 2-5. They are 5-7 overall on the season. Darien 11-3 on the year, but 9-0 in the FCIAC, looking for that 10th conference win. A win today would clinch a playoff berth for the Wave. As up ahead and a shot here, big save by Lazaro as she denied Wyszynski on the doorstep.
Great save there by Lazaro. You almost thought that it was going to be an automatic goal, but a great save on a breakaway there. Keeps the game at 2-0.
So off the reset, here come the Wave. Up top, controlling with it is Humphrey. That's Ashley Humphrey. The freshman was called up really right around that New Canaan game, just before that when Murphy went down. She's done a great job filling the void offensively. They expected big things out of the freshman, but potentially the rookie of the year. She has a free position opportunity converted, and it's 3-0 now in favor of the Wave.
Nice shot there by Ashley Humphrey. We spoke about how good the freshman sophomore class is for the Darien Blue Wave, and which is why Coach Lisa Lindley is continuing to get all these great milestone wins. And someone like that, Ashley Humphrey, when she gets to be a sophomore, junior, senior. It's going to be fun to see what type of player she turns into and what types of things she works on to get even better.
On the other side, it's Al Morgenthaler who will be leading the Bear pack today. Had a great year last year. Lose a lot to graduation. Norwalk now a little bit of a rebuilding phase. They're trying to retool and bring that next generation up. Again, it's a program that wants to find themselves in the FCX tournament, in the state tournament, and competing each year. As coming up ahead, walled off this time, was Lily Larchevek. And now Norwalk, their first possession of the afternoon. Lily passes over to sister Emma. Then it's over to Sophia Theodoritis. Back to Emma. One more time to Lily. And now on the wing, it's Erlowich. Very patient are the Bears. They work it around the box here. Everyone getting touches. Grace Bradley, the most recent there, but jumping into the passing lane, able to steal that one was Sarah Jacques. And now this is where the Wave can be lethal out in transition, but an errant pass here sails well over the head of Wazinski, and it's turned over, going right back to Norwalk.
I thought Sarah Jacques was huge defensively against New Canaan in that comeback win at Dunning Field. New Canaan did a great job of taking that lead. You thought for a second they were going to steal this one from Darien, but I thought Sarah Jacques down the stretch came up with some great plays to let her team get back in the offensive end and eventually score to win that game.
As a battle for a ground ball here, and coming away with this one is Anna Stein. Comes up to Jacques, now makes its way into the stick of Katie Ramsey, and the Wave set up offensively again. Christine Fiore just got her first touch. We know how good she was against New Canaan with 5 goals in that game. As Humphrey tried to buy some space inside. But nowhere in there, and then working hard to earn a free position that time was Stein. She's just below the right hash marks. Looking to make a move. Pass to the back door, shot upstairs, and it did not connect. Great work on the end line by Wazinski to keep it in.
Yeah, how about that save by Wazinski there to keep that from going out of bounds?
More importantly, to keep it from hitting her right in the face.
That too. But a great save, good athletic move there. A great look by the Darien Blue Wave.
On the left wing, cutting back to the left, trying to get a shot off. It went down low, and a big save by Lazaro on Ramsey. Wave keep possession going behind the net. Stein with it here. Up top, controlling there was Nicole Humphrey. Now it's Fiore with it. Couldn't connect on the pass over to Ramsey, and it's going to go back to Norwalk as this one sails out of bounds along the left sideline.
Yeah, it looked like the stick maybe of Marissa Mastriani got up in the face of Ramsey, which went out of bounds.
As we have hit the 6-minute mark here at Testa Field, Darien leading 3-0. A win today would be career win number 400 for head coach Lisa Lindley, as the Wave hoping to add to her very long list of accolades. As this one comes inside, Stein lets a shot go, and she buries it upstairs. The lead now 4.
How about the pass from Ashley Humphrey, the freshman, again, shining big. Great finish there by Anna Stein.
Comes at the 6:17 mark. And 4-0. 4 different goal scorers for the Wave. They are Lesko, Elders, Ashley Humphrey, and Anna Stein if you are scoring at home. There's another draw here. Good job by Lesko going up to grab that one, but better work on the defensive end by Mastriani. That's Marissa Mastriani who comes away with the draw control. Looking around for help. Tried to send one back, and then a couple players tangled up and hit the turf. They're going to say the original foul was against Darien. It was Emma Jacques who had a stick up around the face. So an opportunity here for Norwalk to at least get set up, Kev. Had a good possession last time, maybe a little too patient. Darien catching on to the passing around the box, and that's how they were able to intercept and take away.
You're right, and that's just work for a high percentage shot here. Try and get a shot on net. But Marissa Mastriani showing off that speed early on for Norwalk. This is good here. Be patient, work the ball around.
As a pass inside, trying to recollect and control that one was Emma Larchevesque.
That was a great look inside, Frank. Just unfortunate.
Sister Lily came away with the ground ball. She tried to circle around to the front of the net, but walled off by a couple of Wave defenders. And she'll reset up now, just outside the 35-yard line. Across the ways, playing catch with Sophie Theodoritis. On the short side now, it's Grace Bradley. She retreats up top. Skip pass for Mastriani. Comes back across. Ground ball here. Wave come up with it, and they look to run out on the opposite end. That was Abigail Hancock who took that one away. Now here's the freshman Humphrey being guarded there by Kelly Halloran. Pass back for Emma Jacques. She couldn't control it, and Halloran collects a ground ball. Norwalk now trying to go in transition, but Hancock read it all the way. A little bit of helter-skelter action here as we've got turnovers being matched at each end of the field. And now Darien can slow it down. 16:35 remaining. Darien and Norwalk, you're watching the HAN Network. Frank Garnido, Kevin Coleman. Happy to be here for our first Norwalk girls lacrosse game of the year. We, of course, saw the Norwalk softball team on Monday, Kev. A pretty impressive pitching performance from Brianni Garcia for 5 innings. I think she got a little fatigued there. It caught up with her. And, of course, the big bat of Tori Cuscana proved to be too much as Fiore picks up her first goal. And we're going to talk about this a lot, Kev, heading to the postseason, how important free positions are and how good Darien is on them.
They're deadly, but Christina Fiore was so good in that New Canaan game. You know, she talked about how she struggled a little bit in the games prior, but that was her comeback game where she regained her confidence. I thought she was huge, coming up clutch at times, which led them to the victory. And ever since then, she's been playing lights out. You see her net her first of the afternoon.
So the lead now 5-0, 8 minutes and 49 seconds in. We play 2 25-minute halves. If we are tied at the end of those, we will head to 4-minute overtime periods and play as many are necessary till we find a winner. Should one team go up by 10 or more goals, the clock will begin to run pending an injury timeout. With the Wave firing this one around the outside now. Norwalk, it's that man defense we've become familiar with, Kev. It's a little softer, almost like a zone. If someone gets out of position, you can pass them off. But another free possession here for shooting space as heading to the net. And that one ricochets off the post, bounces around off a Bear defender. And collecting just in front of the Wave bench is Christine Fiore as Darien sets up again.
Great look for Katie Elders. Had the free position there. Just hangs off the post. A great look, though.
Up top, here's Jacques with it. Pass back to the inside. Turnaround shot, and this time, Elders connects.
Elders with an exclamation point on that shot. Nice little turnaround. Fires in the back of the net. Good-looking goal there by number 6, Katie Elders.
And there was some degree of difficulty on that shot. It was a nice pass inside from Emma Jacques, but it led Elders to the offhand. She had to collect, turnaround, buries in the opposite corner upstairs where Granny keeps the Thin Mints.
Ooh, bringing out the Thin Mints already, my man. It's only the first half.
It's only the first half, but we're just a week away from the postseason. We got to be on our game.
Got to wet your whistle a little bit. I hear what you're saying.
Of course, the FCAC regular season will end next Wednesday. Postseason play on the HAN Network, it begins Friday. We will have a girls lacrosse quarterfinal matchup for you. Boys lacrosse on Saturday, and then plenty more action coming after that. But make sure you're here for the start of it. You can only see the FCAC postseason live on the HAN Network.
Boy, I tell you, these playoffs are going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for them to begin. All of them. It's hard for me to pick a favorite. Darien, that's another one.
That's Nicole Humphrey connecting off the free position. Lazaro just missed getting all of that one. It got a piece of the stick as she was a split second late. At the 10:20 mark now, it is 7-0 Darien as the Wave on their way to Coach Lisa Lindley's 400th victory as they are dominating early on here. And we talk a little bit about the upcoming postseason. You know, we mentioned this on Nutmeg Sports earlier today. A lot of people feel that Darien, obviously the favorite in girls lacrosse. Greenwich is a team that hasn't been getting a lot of love only because they've avoided New Canaan and Darien on their schedule, but off to a 7-1 start in the conference. New Canaan, Kev, there are some concerns for us. There's got to be some kind of a mental lapse going on with the Rams right now just because of the way they're so streaky within games.
Well, you talk about them not coming back from, and letting up 2 goals, but, you see a great pass and a great finish by Nicole Humphrey there for the Darien Blue Wave. And you're absolutely right. I think that it is concerning here for New Canaan, just in terms of, if you look back at that game against Staples, they go up early. Then they let Staples back into the game. And you're kind of saying to yourself, okay, Staples, they're playing well. This is a good team. They're making a comeback. Then New Canaan puts the Jets back on and wins the game. But again, then on Saturday, 2 days later, they go up. They're up against Darien, probably the easiest, best team in the FCAC, and you look like they had that win sealed up. But then talk about they can't finish a game up, and they let teams back into the game, and that's a big blow. I'm sure that one still stings, but you have to move on from those losses. But certainly is something to be fearful about if you're New Canaan. You just, especially coming to the playoffs.
I definitely agree. You need to move on from those losses. Not something that you want to spend any time dwelling on. But you look at a game yesterday where they're up 6 goals against Ridgefield, and all of a sudden it quickly diminishes to 1, and there might be some concern as this time it is Katie Ramsey netting her first of the game, and it is 9-0 now in favor of the Wave with 14:02 to play in the first half.
Yeah, nice move inside there by Katie Ramsey. She's been pretty active here in this first half, especially on the draw play. Just says, I want to score one. Goes by a couple defenders, blows it by. Nice goal there. And you're right, that you go back talking about New Canaan, that game we did yesterday against Richfield at Tiger Hollow. They go up early. They looked so dominant in the first 10 minutes. They looked like a team that could easily win the FCX, and a team to be fearful about. Campbell Armstrong, what a start she had. Carly Bucci. These are some names that there's a lot of good players that play on the offensive end. It's deadly up front for any defenders. That's something you have to be fearful about. But they let Richfield back into the game, and they got up to within 1. And boy, what a game that was. And I got to credit Richfield for making that great comeback. But again, you're right, Frank. They're letting teams back into the game too easily.
Ridgefield's a very interesting team to me as well. They've played a lot of close games. I think when they get into the postseason, they're going to have that great experience as inside breaking free. This time was Sarah Jacques. And she will kick up her first goal of the afternoon. As it is 10-0 Darien with 13:15 remaining in the first half. Ridgefield, they've got some of the better athletes I think we've seen in this conference. Ann Hayes was tremendous yesterday. We know how good Caroline Colonel can be. And Caroline Colonel reminds me a lot at her competitive level when she's in a game, that Jordan Kobe Bryant mentality. There's that killer instinct of is going to do whatever she has to do to get it done, whether that's go through you, around you, beat you by finesse, beat you by strength. That's a scary player to have to face in a postseason situation.
Well, look at her buzzer beater she had to go into halftime. I mean, that was from distance. I mean, she knew that she had to get that shot off. And you're right. You talk about that mentality, that professional athlete mentality where, so competitive and she's willing to do whatever it takes. And she shot that from pretty far out, and it still went in. It was a great shot, low. She kept the stick low, and she kept that shot low. I mean, it was a great shot and a buzzer beater, and that really got the momentum going for Richfield, which led to that big comeback to get them within 1. And I said it on the broadcast yesterday. Not saying anything would have changed, but I wonder what would have happened if Richfield at least tied it or took a 1-goal lead. Does that change anything up for New Canaan? But I thought that the defense really stepped up big, and I thought Kristen Woods was big calling that timeout.
It was a very well-called timeout as Norwalk comes away with a turnover now. They can set up offensively. Richfield's a team that they were, number 2 in the state last year, number 3 in the FCX tournament, and they run into good schools like Fairfield Ward, like Darien, like New Canaan. It's tough. But they're a team that if they're in there at that 7 seed right now where they are, Kev, you don't want to face them as the 2. And then you got Fairfield Ward coming off a state championship runner-up. I think the Mustangs are still trying to figure out how to get back in sync, especially because they brought back such a big chunk of that core. Ludlow impressed me when we saw them. Staples and Wilton is such a toss-up if they're that 4-5 matchup. Do I think all roads right now lead to Darien? Yes, you have to lean that way until the queens of the conference are beaten. It's a move here to the front of the net, and converting is Emma Larchevesque. Bears are on the board. It's 10-1 with 10:47 to play.
All right. Nice shot there by Norwalk. They get on the board. Nice looking shot. Goes top shelf. Past Carly Schudel. Good looking shot there by Emma Larchevesque.
First shot of the game for the Bears. The shooting percentage through the roof now at 1,000. Good to see some life. Good to see some movement as well, as the offense had been stagnant for a little while. Darien had established possession there, but good response at the other end.
And looks like they're going to do this one over again.
It will be Captain Lesko for the Wave. On the other side, you see Nave Renee. You got a foul here, and it's against Darien, so Renee will set it up and bring it forward for Norwalk, looking to strike twice in a row.
Looks like that one's going to be on Emma Jacques. You see Renee, she's got that speed for Norwalk. If I'm Norwalk here, really work the ball around. Get some good possessions in here. Be patient here, trying to get someone cutting through the middle if you can.
As breaking towards the front of the cage was excuse me, that was Larchevesque. She was denied by Schudel, did well to win a race for that rebound. And Norwalk maintains possession as her sister Lily controls on the left wing. Spinning towards the front of the net, bounce shot down low, beat Schudel. And it is a second consecutive goal from the Bears.
Great looking shot there. This time it's Lily who finishes. Great looking shot there. Nice little spin move. Gets to the corner part of the net. Up front. Tucks it in. Good looking goal there for the Norwalk Bears.
So 2-1 answered. The lead down to 8. And we see a full platoon switch from Coach Lindley as she brings in a whole new set of midfielders. This is another thing that has stood out to me. Renee has done well. Probably about 40 to 50% on these draws so far, but Darien's been using a couple of different players. We've seen Fiore, we've seen Lesko, we're now seeing Katie Ramsey. That was one thing that stood out to us last night. Our director, Eric Gender, mentioned on Nutmeg Sports. A real turning point late in the second half was when Julia Ozimek could come in for New Canaan and solve Caroline Colonel in the draw circle as the Bears quickly up the opposite way. Shot on goal, and they fire again. 3 quick answers, and Coach Lindley is going to take a timeout as she is upset with the play of the Blue Wave. The Larchevesque sisters bringing Norwalk back into this one. It's 10-3 on the HN Network.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
Have a sports injury or a slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday, now at 3 locations: 131 Kings Highway North in Westport, the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue, Norwalk, and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back on the HAN network, Frank Granito, Kevin Coleman at Testa Field on the campus of Norwalk High. The Bears have scored the last 3 goals in this one. Darien coach Lisa Lindley searching for her 400th career victory. Just took a timeout, hoping she could cool off this red-hot Norwalk offense.
We're going to talk about the Larchavest girls right now. Lily, 2 straight goals. Good-looking ones, too. The last one coming down the right side. Finishes strong. Norwalk playing a little momentum on their side right now.
And another draw control for the Bears. We talked about how Nave Renee had been doing well in that circle. Up over 50% now as we've got a foul here against the Wave. So they're going to reset, reposition. And off the free position, it will be Emma to go again for Norwalk. Looks towards the cage, no one there. And now shows the escapability as she works all the way around from the right side to the left side of the cage. Back to the middle again. Hands off here, and it's Mastriani. On the left wing, here's Lily Larchavest. Finds time and space. Pass towards the back of the net, but jumping in the lane was Nicole Humphrey to intercept. And then she draws a foul and earns the restart.
Good defense there by Nicole Humphrey. A little frustration for Lily Larchavest.
Again, we talked Norwalk's remaining schedule. Brian McMahon and Trumbull to finish the year. Depending what happens today, Kev, those could be 2 must-win games to qualify for the state tournament. As Mastriani lets a shot go down low, Shudell got a piece of it and forced it wide. I like the idea with the low-to-low shot there.
Yeah, Frank, I was just about to say that's a great-looking shot there. Good idea by Mastriani to go low. That left corner there inside the post, just missed wide.
This will not be the last time that we see a Darien team this spring. Happy to say next Tuesday we are going to be at the Country Club of New Canaan, Kev. Boys golf, New Canaan and Darien. We'll have some live action that day. We're going to do Nutmeg Sports down there, but you will see an hour-long edited broadcast on Thursday afternoon of that match. Very excited to have our first golf match on the network.
That's going to be a lot of fun. You talk about a gorgeous day right now. It's supposed to be 70 and sunny. Hopefully the weather can cooperate with us. That's supposed to be a fantastic day. Some great golfers supposed to be expected to play. And it's going to be a good round.
As Mastriani towards the front of the net. Might have gone off the crossbar there. As this one ricochets and rolls off to the left sideline. Norwalk wins the race. Definitely will be a lot of fun. You talk about the weather. Great weather out here today. A light breeze, but it is 65, mostly sunny after 2 cooler days around the conference. But it might be short-lived down the stretch of this week. We should have more sun tomorrow. Friday, clouds moving in. Saturday, potential nor'easter coming our way. But that will not stop us from being at Trumbull High, Fairfield, Ludlow, Trumbull Boys Lacrosse. It's looking all like a playoff playing game for that one there.
I'm sure neither team would. I'm sure they don't care about the weather. They just want to get that game in. One team, whoever wins, is definitely getting a spot in that FCAC playoffs. That's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, if you look at it, that last Staples New Canaan girls lacrosse game we did, that was raining pretty heavy during that game as well. So we've been through that already.
Of course, that a game that was postponed, then rescheduled, then delayed. A little bit of everything on that Tuesday afternoon, but the girls were able to tough it out through the weather, so hopefully the boys aren't put to shame and they can do the same on Saturday afternoon. 5.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Darien leads Norwalk 10-3 here at Norwalk High, but the Bears have scored the last 3 goals and they're back on possession again. Working her way through a double team. And a foul was called. As Sarah Jacques had come up with a ground ball and looked like she was going to be off quickly in the other direction, but instead, Emma Larchavest will have a free position about 10 yards off to the left of Shudell. Tried to beat her on the short side, but just missed the cage. Shudell might have got a foot on it. Another ground ball controlled by Lilly. She circles all the way around, looking for time and space. Doesn't find any, and the Bears will slow it down again.
And that was great defense there by Abigail Hancock, number 14, of shutting down Emma Lechevesk. You see Norwalk here doing a nice job recovering here. Continuing to run the offense here, killing some clock, which is good, but they also got to put some goals in. Still down 7 here.
It goes from Cecilia Klein to Nave Renee and then over to Larchevesk. That's Lily, wearing number 11 for Norwalk. Sister Emma wears number 12. Lily the sophomore, Emma the senior. The senior shows some hesitation, working around to the front. Beats Shudell on the wraparound. That's 4 in a row, all of them courtesy of the sisters.
What a nice move there. A little shimmy shake around the back of the net. Cuts through around. I was worried that you had to watch her feet there get inside the crease, but she did a nice job of keeping her feet outside the crease. Tucks it right by Carly Shudell. Good looking goal there.
10-4 with 4:04 to play in the first. Darien jumped out to a 10-0 lead, held it for no more than 2.5 minutes, and since then it's been a 4-0 run by Norwalk.
Boy, Norwalk has really looked impressive here these last 7 to 8 minutes or so.
There's a Norwalk team that does not want to be a footnote amongst trivia questions of which team did Lisa Lindley register her 400th career victory against. Of course, on the boys' side of the field, head coach Jeff Braymeyer picked up his 532nd career victory earlier this spring. That surpassed, 552nd career win earlier this spring to surpass Howard Benedict for the all-time record in Connecticut. The answer to that trivia question of who that was against would be St. Joe's Cadets.
What is St. Joe's Cadets?
Who are the St. Joe's Cadets? As we are at the 3 minutes just remaining here in the first half. Here's Renee with it, looking towards the front of the net, wanted to get a shot off, but standing in the lane and now down. Grabbing her ankle is a Darien player. Slow to get up, and she is going to stay there as medical staff heads out. We'll step aside and be back right after this on the HAN Network.
Did you know heart attacks and strokes are the leading cause of death in America? Protect the health of you and your loved ones. Talk to a doctor about heart disease. Hi, I'm Dr. David Pazer with ProHealth Physicians, encouraging you to stay informed about health matters that affect you.
ProHealth Physicians is on the pulse of social media to share information about health and nutrition with the community. Get up-to-the-minute alerts, including ProHealth Physicians' news and upcoming events. Connecticut's leading group of primary care doctors is just a click away.
Spring has sprung at Walter Stewart's Market, and we're celebrating the new season with fresh takes on spring. From the finest produce around to guaranteed fresh seafood delivered daily by the best local supplier. Not only are we your time-saving one-stop shop for everything you need this season, our personable team is always ready with a helping hand. Shop Stewart's for the best of spring. Find us at 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Sign-ups are now open for one of our most popular programs, the New England 80 Elite Lacrosse Division I and Division III showcases. With D1 and D3 coaches in attendance, players will receive a 60-minute webinar with Director of Recruiting Hans Hansen, a custom NE80 penny, custom shorts, and a video of all games. Last year's event sold out quickly, so sign up now for the next showcase coming in January 2018. Like and follow us on Facebook.
You don't have to go far for authentic Neapolitan cuisine and renowned wood fire pizza. Pizzeria Loretano of Bethel is a contemporary Italian bistro, specializing in authentic wood-fired brick oven pizza Napolitana. Pizzeria Loretano was named one of America's top 1,000 Italian restaurants in 2008 by Zagat, and recommended by Jane and Michael Stern on National Public Radio's Splendid Table. Located close to the Bethel Cinema, we focus on quality, and our food is always made to order. Join us for live jazz Sundays from 6 to 8. Find our schedule, menu, and more at pizzerialoretano.com and like us on Facebook.
That was Katie Elders, the sophomore, number 6 for the Darien Blue Wave, who was helped off the field by the Norwalk training staff and Coach Lisa Lindley. Couldn't see which ankle, Kev, but she was definitely favoring one of those feet. We'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully nothing too serious, though, as Darien has had their fair share of injuries so far this year. As a free position for Renee is stopped by Shudell. Blue Wave collect the rebound and now looking to clear. They would love an offensive possession before the end of this half after surrendering the last 4 goals to Norwalk.
That was a nice defensive play there by Kiki Chopsa to steal that ball away and just to get it out and move Darien in transition, because they haven't been on the offensive end in a while. They'd love to get a possession going here and score some more goals.
As up ahead is Humphrey, looking all the way around to the back door. Quick shot there, and Stein connects. The lead back to 7.
How about that pass from Ashley Humphrey? I mean, the freshman again showing off. Beautiful backdoor pass. Finds a wide open Anna Stein for her second of the afternoon.
So it is now 11-4 in favor of Darien, and Kev, we can see from here that is the right ankle that is being checked out on Katie Elders.
Yeah, she wasn't putting any weight on that foot, too. So we hope that she has a speedy recovery. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, because this Darien Blue Wave team would love to keep her going, especially coming playoff time, which is right around the corner. They'd love to have her for the playoffs.
Kev, an out-of-town score update here as we look at some of the baseball action going on. Bottom of the third, West Hill a 2-0 lead over Ridgefield. That between the first and third place team in the conference. Top of the fifth at Staples, New Canaan and the Wreckers tied at 2. That between the first and fourth teams placed in the conference. West Hill and New Canaan both tied atop the lead at 10-2 in the conference. They will play next Wednesday from the home of the Vikings.
Well, we talked about today on Nutmeg Sports. If anyone has seen the current standings for baseball right now in the FCAC, it's easily going to change by next Wednesday. So don't believe anything yet. It's going to be very different by next Wednesday, excuse me. We could see Richfield or any team really drop off. You know, you talk about that big game coming up on Monday. A good look there for the Darien Blue Wave. We'll have on the network between New Canaan and Richfield. That's going to be a fantastic game. A high intensity game too.
That was Nicole Humphrey using the pirouette to create space in front of the cage. Just couldn't get that one down below the crossbar. Good job by Ashley backing up. So Darien maintains possession now with 1 minute remaining in the first half. Here's Fiore all the way to the front of the net, and she finishes up top. 12-4 in favor of the Wave. What an individual effort there from the junior.
And a nice move there by Fiore, using her size, getting through defenders, using her strength. We saw her do that a lot against New Canaan. She has that burst of speed where she can blow by defenders, and she certainly can finish there. A nice goal, and that's her second of the afternoon.
Kev, something we could be talking about heading into the half here, depending if Darien scores once, twice, maybe 3 times more. We've seen how quick they can strike. Did the injury to Elders and that injury timeout maybe suffocate and slow the momentum of that Norwalk offense that had been on possession for so long, scored the game's last 4 goals, but now 2 quick answers at the other end from the Blue Wave? There's a good job here by Larchevex. That's Lily coming away with a ground ball. Back to Marissa Mastriani. Look to the right side, but she was walled off there and has to come back to Klein. Cecilia Klein with it. Put it on the floor momentarily. Battle for it on the carpet and the ground ball advantage will be nullified by a foul. Darien to take over with under 25 seconds to play.
And I think if you're Norwalk going into the half, you have to be pretty pleased with the performance that you put on for a good amount of time here in this first half. At times, they looked like the much better team, really working the ball around, but Darien just too good in transition like you're seeing right here.
15 seconds on the clock. Stein goes all the way around the net. Now they're down to 10. Pass out in front and a shot let go. That sails wide. Looked like there might have been a foul called before that, though. And that is the case. Shooting space against Isabel Nees. So now it is Jacques with an opportunity off the free position. Bounce shot down low. And unable to get there in time was Lazaro. It's 13-4 with just 6 seconds remaining, and that one is going to sting Norwalk.
A great low shot there by Emma Jacques. And that ball bounced low, making it very, very difficult. You get a low shot like that, it's not easy for someone like Lazaro to make, or any goalie, in fact. Great-looking goal there. The Darien Blue Wave to close out the half.
So just 6 seconds left. As they're going to want to redo this one again, a legal draw here. Everything really just a formality now before the half. As off the draw, it comes out. Nicole Humphrey takes it. She will not be able to get a shot off as time expires. Darien jumped out to a 10-0 lead. 4 quick answers from Norwalk, though, cut it to 6, but the Wave finished the half with 3 of their own. It is 13-4 from Norwalk High. We'll be back with the second half of action after this.
At Worcester School, we believe summer is a time for kids to be kids. We provide the safe and nurturing environment for them to find activities that match their interests and allow them to create lasting friendships. Summer at Worcester offers 7 weekly sessions at our Danbury campus from Monday, June 26th through Friday, August 11th for pre-K to grade 8. Find out more about our extended hours, new optional lunch program, and a new low price at summer@worcester.org or 203-830-3921. Summer at Worcester, experience the difference.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands right now during the Drive and Discover event. Now through May 31st.
At Budget Blinds, we're in business to frame the light, the day, and the night. So we give you an exclusive combination of high style, expert service, our no surprises pricing, and our no questions asked warranty. We believe that everyone, at every budget, deserves style and service. Isn't that a beautiful place to be?
At Portofino Restaurant and Wine Bar in Bethel, fresh and simple food is our concept. Owned and operated by brothers Rocco and Louie, Portofino has a distinct and diverse food and drink menu. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Come join us for live local music on Tuesdays and Sundays, Wednesday nights for mouthwatering prime rib, and every Thursday night is ladies' night. Planning a party? All our catering menus are personalized to suit your event and your budget. Join us at the Dolan Plaza, 213 Greenwood Ave, Bethel, and call us at 203-797-8131. Like us on Facebook.
UK Gourmet is the largest specialty grocer in the area, featuring food from England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Over 80 teas to choose from and a brilliant assortment of biscuits to go with them. Over 70 cheeses from grass-fed cows, which makes a smashing difference in taste. The creamiest chocolate you'll ever taste using no artificial colors or preservatives. So say hooray for UK Gourmet, 78 Stony Hill Road in Bethel, or visit ukgourmet.us.
new fishing season is fast approaching, so it's time to head over to the dock shop and get your gear in order. We're now offering bait in both Darien and our Westport location. The dock shop can service and repair your rods and reels, spool up new line, and fill any empty space you might have in your tackle box. Whether you're a fisherman, boater, or beach bum, the dock shop is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
I can't believe it.
Well, Dad, you did it. You sold 160 cars. Ready to go back upstairs now?
I think it's time. I wonder how the boys are making out in their new office.
Not what I had in mind, Kyle. What, Dad?
Maybe we should retire. Right now, lease a 2017 Rogue S for only $139 a month. Isn't it time you got Millerized?
When it comes to considering the outside of your home, just imagine the possibilities. Whether your dream is a stunning freeform pool or a tranquil, secluded garden, the team of professionals at Stonebridge Associates will make it a reality. We offer unparalleled landscape design and construction, masonry development, pools, spas, and water features, as well as landscape and garden maintenance. No other firm can offer the same level of creativity, quality, and personal attention. Discover the possibilities at stonebridgeassociates.net or call 203-544-8376 today.
Pizza to satisfy even the most demanding critics. Tuesday Pazza Pizza.
Family and Children's Aid has been serving the community since 1809 and is now the largest outpatient children's mental health care provider in Western Connecticut. Our innovative services include providing shelter to homeless moms and children, substance abuse intervention, mental health counseling, and foster and adoptive services, among others. Our goal is to provide individuals and families a safe haven and hope for a brighter future. Find out more about us at fcaweb.org and call our Danbury campus at 203-748-5689.
Wild Birds Unlimited.
At Wild Birds Unlimited of Brookfield, get expert advice from our certified bird feeding specialists. We offer always fresh, clean seed that will be sure to attract birds to your home feeder. Experience our excellent customer service. Open 7 days a week. Visit us at 317 Federal Road, Brookfield.
Wild Birds Unlimited. We bring people and nature together.
Back at Norwalk High on the HA Network, Frank Granito and Kevin Coleman in the press box above Testa Field. Girls lacrosse on the network this afternoon. Darien a 13-4 lead over the Norwalk Bears, looking for Coach Lisa Lindley's 400th career victory. They are just 25 minutes away now from making Coach Lindley the second coach in Connecticut history to reach the milestone. As we are underway in the second half. And Kevin, interesting first half. Darien, the hot start. They jumped out to a 10-0 lead as quickly out in front. And a big save there by Lazaro to keep the lead at 9. But in the first 12 minutes of the game, Darien was up 10-0. And then Norwalk flipped the script there for about a 10-minute period.
Yeah, they scored 4 unanswered goals. I mean, the two Larchavest girls really getting it done for Norwalk Bears. Some nice-looking goals there. And you're right, for a while it was all Norwalk for a solid 8 to 10 minutes where they were working the ball around, being patient on the offensive end. And, and then you saw Coach Lisa Lindley call a timeout.
And another one here to start the second half as it's Emma Larchavest splitting through the defense and beating the new goalie, that is Maggie Brooks, the sophomore, who has assumed the duties in between the pipes.
What a great finish there, netting her hat trick of the afternoon is Emma Larchavest. Great goal, moving inside, getting by a defender. Goes far side. Great looking goal there.
13-5, the Wave lead. And that's a huge goal momentum-wise because you had the injury to Katie Elders for Darien towards the end of the first half there with about 4 minutes to play, and she has not made her way back onto the field yet. Norwalk was dominating possession time up until about that moment. Then off the restart, Darien able to make that complete the clear, and they come up with 3 unanswered goals to end the half. So huge that Norwalk can strike first here in the second.
And again, we hope that Katie Elders has a speedy recovery. From the looks of it, she was walking off not without putting any weight on that right ankle. A little concerning, but we hope that she returns soon.
As Lesko was trying to get a pass through to Wyszynski. Heavy defensive pressure being applied. Lesko has earned a free position now. Up there amongst the best in the state with these opportunities. Wyszynski is down low on the short right side, but instead Lesko goes all the way to the net and through contact is able to convert. Just like that, it is back to 9 as Lesko continues to impress off the free positions.
Emma Lesko so good on the face-off, but also so good on the offensive end. She's a true scorer. You see her again continuing to lead this team. Fun to watch, too, when she's not playing off the field, too, interacting with her teammates, getting everyone motivated before a game. Fun to watch.
Coming in for the draw now is Katie Ramsey.
And we saw Katie Ramsey take a lot of faceoffs in the first half. She's going to win this one. I thought she did a pretty solid job, too.
I agree. She's done well. So is Lesko, but give Nave Renee a lot of credit. She's done a great job. Right around 50% for Norwalk as she's taken all the draws for the Bears this afternoon. That's Fiore with it. Trying to break through the defense. Nowhere to go. Foul called here. Now an opportunity for Fiore. She's just 12 yards out, staring down the front of the cage. Pass to the left side, though. Shot down low by Stein. And what a save by Lazaro, getting the right leg down.
What a great save there. Kick save and a beauty by Lazaro. Big-time save by the Norwalk goalie.
Darien right back on it again. Here's Wyszynski, a player in the shooting space again, so one more time. The largest lead of the game was 10. It was held by Darien. They're looking to match that here early in the second half. As Wyszynski steps to her right, shot towards the net, and Lazaro stopped it again. We've seen her get a piece of it with the stick a couple of times. She's gone both ways. This time, the fortuitous bounce, and it stays out of the net. Fiore with it. Up top for Ramsey. Goes to the left hand, comes back to the right through contact, up over the top. And Katie Ramsey able to convert. That is now 15-5, Darien.
Nice play there by Katie Ramsey. Nice finish. You see her get that ball from Fiore. Grab that pass. You see her, she put on another speed there. She dialed up, went through a defender. Great play there. You can see her, see if she can. This is a good battle between Katie Ramsey and Renee all afternoon.
On a beautiful spring afternoon here at Norwalk High. Great conditions expected for today and tomorrow. For a nor'easter making its way up the coast this weekend. Pass back for Mastriani is collected by Renee. Coming over, looking to check there, but unable to get any contact with the stick was Jacques. Renee slows it down over on the right side, and it's controlled by Theoritis. Here's Cecilia Klein. Pass down low, and no room for Larchevesque to breathe as they quickly double-team her. Mastriani spins her way out of a double-team, took a stick up around the face, and we're going to have a penalty here. As heading off for Darien will be Catherine Heaney.
You saw Mastriani quickly grab, it's like the top of her goggles, it looked like maybe. But a big opportunity here for Norwalk.
Free position staring down Brooks as she tries to go upstairs, and she's able to beat the sophomore. And another goal for Norwalk, first of the afternoon for Mastriani.
Nice play there by Mastriani. Goes over, fakes going down the middle, goes over to the side of the net, just kind of dumps it in there. Nice looking goal.
We've seen spots of brilliant offense, really. And Norwalk has had some effective possessions. They've looked confident in what they've been doing, but at times just overmatched. Really, I think in the transition game, the crisp passing of Darien, the athletic ability on display as they have dominated the midfield play.
And the speed, too. I mean, it's just, they're so fast.
As it comes up to Anna Stein now, after Sarah Jacques controlled that draw. Now Fiore with it. Up top, here's Ramsey to the middle. Spinning around and able to collect, connect, and finish was Sarah Jacques in front of the net. Almost turned herself into a pretzel to catch that one. Great job to readjust. Wow. And it's back to 10.
Nice play there by Emma Jacques. Great finish there. Fooled Lazaro, too.
So 16-6 now for Norwalk this season. They have allowed 18 goals. Excuse me, the most goals they allowed this year, 23. That was against Wilton back on April 18th. For Darien, the most goals they have scored in a game, well, it was their last game. They scored 21 in a win over Fairfield Ludlow. That game, 21-5, the final. They currently have 16 in their pocket, back on possession, hoping to add more. There's another successful clear here. Great passing in transition. The Wave with numbers now moving up ahead. Fiore with it. Hesitates. Pass to the left side. Stein makes a move, and she scores off the left post.
Nice combo passing there by the Darien Blue Wave again. Moving in transition. Great pass by Fiore. She gets the assist. Nice finish.
And it really just comes down to the awareness. You have one more offensive player than their defenders. You make the extra pass. Stein alone on the doorstep, and she is able to convert.
Stein, that's her hat trick of the day.
Kev, looking at those baseball scores again amongst the top four teams, West Hills lead now 4-0 over the Tigers. Bottom of the fifth, Ben Kasparius, a 2-run homer. Staples leading the Rams 4-2 heading to the sixth.
Wow. So now what happens if Staples wins and West Hill wins?
As a shot here coming for the Wave, and it is converted on. So the lead now 12. In that scenario, you would have West Hill alone atop the conference, followed by New Canaan in second with 3 losses. West Hill would have 2. In third would be Staples with 4 losses, holding the tiebreaker over Ridgefield, who would also have 4 losses. But you also will have Norwalk and Wilton sitting there with 4 losses as well. So we'll have to check tiebreaker scenarios there. I believe Ridgefield holds over both of those.
Okay. That just also means that game Monday is going to be pretty big between those two teams, Ridgefield and New Canaan.
It is crazy down the stretch just because so many of the teams at the top of the conference are now playing against each other. So we're going to know a lot more realistically by Sunday morning as to where everyone stands. As off of a free position here, Ramsey converts, and now the Wave are rolling. The lead up to 13 with 16 minutes to play.
That's Ramsey's hat trick. Nice finish there off the free position. And especially in baseball, what's funny is all these top teams could be out in the first round. I mean, not saying it.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
It's really. I mean, well, look at this right now. Trumbull is the 8th team in the conference. Darien is the 7th. You've got the defending champion down there, the defending runner-up, and how good has Trumbull's pitching been lately? Andrew Loico just threw a 2-hit shutout win over Fairfield Ward this week. Oh, and they had a no-hitter over the weekend from their ace Ben Farrow. Ben Kasperius for Staples just threw a no-hitter last week. You've got Ridgefield with Lowe and Price in their rotation. Darien is still a scary team. You think about Justin Jordan on the back end, really, and the depth of their bullpen.
And as a leadoff hitter, I think by far one of the best leadoff hitters in the FCIAC, Justin Jordan.
And truthfully, New Canaan right now, Patrick Metzger has proven to be one of the best middle relievers in the conference as only a junior. He had 4 shutout innings against Darien in their comeback win the other day. New Canaan, to me, has that touch of destiny feel to them. Just with the injury to Robbie Jones before the season is in front and a big save by Lazaro. She's a little shaken up off that one, though. Might have been a stinger. New Canaan just battling through the injury, the great start. They've somehow kept this play going, the huge win over the rival. The way the FCIAC has played out these past few years, you got to have that little bit of, it's been a different champion for the last 6 years.
And that's why I feel like certainly one of the top 3 teams can easily, take the trophy home and, win at Harbor Yard. But I also think that if Trumbull finishes or 7th or 8th, especially, Darien and Trumbull finished as the last 2 teams, if I'm the 1 or 2 seed, I do not want to play Trumbull or Darien going into the first round of the postseason because, every team's going to be tough, but especially those two. I think those 2 teams definitely have to be feeling pretty good going into the playoffs.
Not lingering far behind, just a half game out right now, the Danbury Hatters.
That's right, and we saw Danbury upset Staples last year. That was a huge win for them.
As inside, it's Nicole Humphrey finishing this time for the Wave. 20-6 now is the advantage with 13:50 to go. And we talked a little bit about this before today on Nutmeg Sports, and it's a conversation I want to come back to towards the end of the spring season. But I struggle to rule out Ridgefield or picking against Ridgefield right now just because of what this senior class has done this year. All the accomplishment this group has put together, the first that they've come around, I wouldn't be surprised if they were truly a team of destiny here and found a way.
Boy, I tell you.
It would pain me a lot. Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Well, we can have that argument when it happens, but I think they certainly do have a chance. And you talk about that starting staff, and Alex Price to me is when you have a pitcher like himself, and especially a southpaw, going up against some of these teams in the FCIAC, he is just so dominant. And Colin Lowe is another great pitcher as well, and to have the 2 of them 1-2 punch. The bullpen worries me a little bit for Richfield, but again, strong staff overall. Can they get the timely hitting? I think down the stretch these last 2 weeks, the hitting's been a little cold. So that worries me a little bit for Richfield. I think the pitching can get it done, but you need to help your pitcher. You gotta score some runs for your pitcher. So that scares me if I'm the Richfield Tigers. But overall, hey, any team can win it out of these top 8 teams.
Oh, how about the one team we haven't mentioned yet? Just sitting atop the conference, West Hill. Quietly going about their business, so professional, and it's such a balanced attack, both defensively and offensively, from the Vikings. But if you look ahead for West Hill, Danbury has got Wilton ahead of them, Kev, who they could take the tiebreaker over. Oh, and on their last game of the season, they're going to play host to Trumbull, who's sitting a half game ahead of them.
Wow.
And
that's at Trumbull.
The Hatters also holding the lead, their tiebreaker lead over Darien.
That's the fun. That's the fun part of it. I think you wouldn't ask for a better way to end the season with some high drama and teams having to play a playoff game just to get into the playoffs.
I've not quite figured out the algorithm yet to all of the tiebreaker scenarios, but
I'll get back to you tomorrow. How about that?
Bring your abacus to work.
It's my TI 1000 or
TI 84.
TI 84. There we go.
As back at it again inside, and Ramsey able to connect again. She's got a hat trick now, 21 Correction, that is her 4th with 11 minutes to go and staring down 400 now. Coach Lisa Lindley, she is moving closer and closer to one of the more impressive milestones we will see. As checking in now for Norwalk in goal, it's going to be Kaylee Katulski taking over the goaltender duties.
I thought Lazaro made some great saves for the Norwalk Bears.
Very impressive. There were a couple big saves there. I thought Lazaro played very well this afternoon. And 21 does not do justice to the effort she put forward and some of the saves she made, but that again just speaks testament to this Darien program as Mastriani up ahead trying to make an impact here again and end a 6-0 run.
Mastriani has really impressed me this afternoon. She's got great speed coming up the field, moving in transition.
As this one dropped down on the turf momentarily, that was Alyssa Presley who had it. Coming over, collecting the ground ball is Sophie Theodoridis.
A nice defensive play there by Sarah Jocks. Wins the ball back. Darien gets to move back upfield.
Up ahead, here's Darien controlling. Some of the sub-varsity players have now made their way onto the field. They join Hannah Stein, who comes back for Jacques. She was trying to get to the net quickly, but whistled for a shooting space violation with the under 10 to play. Bounce shot here, up underneath the crossbar. It's tucked in. Sarah Jacques, the freshman, with another one.
She gets her hat trick of the afternoon. Nice play there. Nice shot. Keeps it low, and it goes in.
And a new high this season for Darien as they hit 22. 16 separating the Wave and the Bears.
I don't know about you, Frank, but I used to love coming to test the field as an athlete when we were playing sports. I used to love coming here. This is such a, it's been around for a while, but this is a very cool venue. I have to say, it's one of the better fields, and I used to love coming here and playing games here.
Played here once in my career. It's a lot of fun. It's a very cool field. One of the best parts about playing here as a football player, especially on a Friday night game, you get to see the national championship marching band for the Norwalk Bears, who are very, very impressive, and that adds a lot of fun to the atmosphere here in the Falls.
And they have it during the tour. We had a good chance to see a big banner in the main lobby of Norwalk High School. I'd see a nice big banner for giving some love to the band, dating all the years they've won. But it's really impressive what they've done. And you talk another great band. How about Trumbull? Trumbull's another good marching band as well in the FCIAC.
Marching band, the Golden Eagles for Trumbull. For me, high school sports, college sports, especially football games, you got to have a band. You really want to have a good band. As far right corner of the field here, soccer ball has made its way on, not affecting play at the moment. I was hustling out and rescuing this one, so we're good to go. Definitely caught the eye of Kevin. But you're right. I think in the FCIAC, the Darien band does a very good job. That's a big crowd. New Canaan puts out a nice one as well. It's very well done across the board. It adds to the feel. It's what makes, another just little piece of what makes this conference so special.
And, not only that, but it adds that touch to Friday Night Football, too, I think, to have the marching band there. And, yes, here as well, I've played some great soccer games here at night. I think and we called a great FCIAC boys game and girls game as well in the fall for FCIACs. And, they every year they do a great job of hosting the soccer championships here. And they do a great job. And it's just a cool feel when the lights are on here at Testa Field. You're playing a night game at 7 o'clock. There's nothing quite like it.
As we are under 6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in regulation. Darien leading Norwalk 22-6. Coach Lisa Lindley in search of her 400th career victory. Would move her as only the second coach in Connecticut history to accomplish that feat.
And we go back to talking about, New Canaan and, the worrisome that some have of the Rams of late. I think if you see the Rams and you see Darien, New Canaan back in the FCX final again, I have to think that Coach Woods will go to the tape, look at the games that they've let teams come back and try and fix that. Because they should look at tape from when they played Darien 2 weeks ago. I thought they played absolutely stellar, especially late in that first half, beginning of that second half. I thought they were outstanding lacrosse there, played by the Rams. But I have to expect, if we see these two teams back in it again, wouldn't you expect them to maybe go back to the tape room and look at some of those games that they let teams come back into?
For me, honestly, all you have to look at is just the periods during those games where you jump out to big leads. And it's a message of, look how good we can be, as another goalie substitution on the fly this time here at the opposite end. It's Lindsay Ferreira, who's subbing in now for the Wave behind the play. And again, it's just, this is how good we can be. We need to be this consistent. For Darien, they have one game remaining on the calendar. That's tomorrow against Fairfield Ward. That game being played in the Oval, a rematch of last year's state championship. And again, for Norwalk, they're going to have to come up big in their final two games. The big rivalry next Monday at night at McMahon, Bears and Senators, and then they will finish here at Chesterfield next Wednesday against Trumbull. 2 wins, and they should qualify for the state tournament. Hopefully still find themselves potentially in contention for that final and 8th spot in the FCX tournament. Darien really working possession right now. Working the outside. Lots of passes. 4 minutes remaining. As Mastriani trying to jump into the passing lane. We've got more lacrosse coming up on Saturday. Trumbull will play host to Fairfield Ludlow, and boys lacks that a game that will determine who will sit in 8th place heading to the final week of the season. Then next week, New Canaan Ridgefield, baseball on Monday. New Canaan Darien, golf on Tuesday. Wednesday, Kev, there are a couple of games being debated right now where we want to be on the calendar. And you talk about all the games that are going to have postseason implications on it. It's a toss-up. We're hoping to have video from as many of those games as we possibly can. If you're listening, you're at one of those games on Wednesday for baseball, take a video, tweet at us, Nutmeg Sports, HAN.network. We'll make sure we get it on the air. You can see it in the mornings on your coffee break with Kate Chaplinsky at 11, or, of course, Nutmeg Sports, 2 o'clock in the afternoon with Kevin, myself, and, of course, our director, Eric Gendron. Contrary to popular belief, does sometimes, in fact, dab. Was witnessed here today. Kev, but I'm not around tomorrow afternoon. You've got a very exciting Nutmeg Sports show. First of all, Dave Stewart's going to stop by. He's going to get us all updated on the tiebreaker scenarios, on the FCX standings. Hopefully, we're going to be joined by the Darien Blue Wave captains, talking about the significance of Coach Lindley's 400th win, what it means to be a part of this victory and getting to play for her in their careers, and also our own Steve Coulter of the HAN Network and Hersham Acorn newspapers. He's going to come by, talk about seeing the premiere of the Mike and the Mad Dog 30 for 30. Just wrote an article for that in the Ridgefield Press, I believe. Should be a very cool conversation.
The whole show itself, I'm really excited for. I'm excited to have Dave Stewart on. He's always a pleasure to talk to. He's always just filled with knowledge in the FCX. I think having the Darien girls captains on for girls lacrosse would be huge, talking about not only the game today, but their coach as well, Lisa Lindley, and, of course, Steve Coulter. I mean, talking about going to see the premiere of Mike and the Mad Dog, and that's a show that you and I grew up on. It's a show that a lot of people around this area know so well. The two of them, I mean, they started almost a revolution of sports radio, and that's going to be something I'm really, really looking forward to talking about.
And that's really it hits at home with especially guys like ourselves trying to get into this business. How just the influence they had on the industry we work in, and the importance, the ability to change what you once knew as we're down to the final minute of play here. It's very cool that ESPN chose to do a 30 for 30 on them. They're all done so well, and that'll be very exciting. Of course, Steve, very lucky to go get and see the preview. So excited to hear what he has to say about that. And hopefully Dave will have a better understanding of how these tiebreakers
Well, I think if there's
anyone
who's going to know how the tiebreakers work, it's going to be Dave Stewart. He's done a great job, especially, we talked about the tiebreakers in lacrosse. He knows that so well, but he's again, someone filled with so much knowledge, and he's a lot of fun to talk to, so you don't want to miss that at 2 o'clock.
Of course, Dave Stewart of the NC Advertiser runs the FCAC.net website as we're down to 20 seconds remaining in regulation. Wave looking to ice this one out. They lead by 16. This is probably the way it's going to end. Kev, we've got a sign being broken out down there on the Darien sideline. Let's see if they can get it out in time as the horn sounds.
There it is.
Look at that, flashing the 400 for Coach Lindley. What an accomplishment. Very well done.
It just speaks volumes, and it's a cool ceremony. MLSCO has a bouquet of flowers. Very cool ceremony there, and a lot to be proud of if you're Coach Lisa Lindley.
Kev, final score in this one, 22-6 in favor of the Blue Wave. We are going to sign off now. You're heading down to field level. You're going to get an interview with Coach Lindley, a couple of the captains, and video of that ceremony. For Kevin Coleman, I'm Frank Renito. We thank you for tuning in to the HAN Network's coverage of girls lacrosse. Final is Darien 22, Norwalk 6. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. with Kate Czaplinski for your coffee break on the home of FCX Sports, the HAN Network.